Hi guys, welcome to the Sling Den. I'm here for an episode number 8. I'm here with Aaron and Dan Leighton from Leightons Strods Catty. Here we go, guys. Back on again. I know we had some technical difficulties with the last recording, so I really do appreciate your time. So we're gonna have to kind of go over the same sort of things. So obviously, the people watching or listening wants to know all about you. So just give us a quick rundown of who you both are.
Who are you?
Okay, who are you? I don't know.
I've never met this man before in my life.
I'm Dan, as many of you know, and I'm one half of Leightons Strods Catty.
I'm Aaron. I do a lot of stuff behind the scenes. I basically run the business.
He does.
So when we're talking about business, we'll get straight into it, I guess. So we know you're Dan, we know you're Aaron. What is it that you guys do?
Well, I tend to do more of the making and advertising. Aaron does a lot of the designing, computer programming, all that sort of stuff. Yeah.
Okay, so is it a case of Aaron kind of brings you the designs and you make them, or do you have a say in what's being built?
No, we do it together completely. Yeah. We bounce it off each other constantly.
No, normally you'll find he'll send me a message for 1 a.m. I've done the design. What do you think? And I'll message him back and say I want to change it.
As simple as that.
I'm surprised he's got any hair left, to be honest.
So, for the people watching and the people listening in, there's a few different kinds of catties and strods and things like that you kind of come up with. And some people stateside may not have even seen things of strods, because I've spoken to a couple of guys and they don't actually know what they are. So, the idea behind Leightons Strods Catty, I'm assuming, is to have the more up-to-date kind of frames like the Spitfire, which I know you're going to show us in a little bit. And then obviously you've got the old style Strods. So, what made you decide to go and, use both the kind of old school and the new school kind of generation of slingshots?
I started with the Strods, to be honest. Aaron asked me if I could make a couple. So I knocked a few up and sort of put them on Facebook, as you do, and my message, my inbox just went mad. People wanting them, so I thought I'd make a few more, and that's where it went bananas. Yeah.
Have you got an example? Have you got a Strod there with you?
Yeah, we've got a couple of Strods.
You got the classic one.
There you go. That's your normal Strod there. That's the most popular, 50mm inside dimension, that, and 66 on the outer.
And then you decided to do the low cut ones.
Yeah, they've been popular.
And then you decided to do some flat band ones, didn't you?
I regretted doing these, but
Ooh, not seen them before. Why'd you regret that?
So it just gives people the option of having a traditional sling with flat bands. Tubes are harder to shoot, aren't they, at the end of the day? Some people grew up shooting tubes, but other people, prefer the flats. So I put extra bits on to make them shoot flats. Yeah.
And I suppose.
Oh yeah, I've got a couple of flat band ones here, actually. So there we go. There's that's one of the first ones I built. There you go.
Beautiful.
So, antler handling flat bands, as opposed to your tubes. Like that.
And I suppose the beauty of these Strods is that you can really customize them in depth in comparison to kind of the new slings where you're kind of cutting out a board and things like that. These things are really, really crafted. It's not something that you can kind of mass produce, I'm assuming.
Yeah, everyone's handmade. Yeah. So it's yeah. I got a bit fed up with building them, if I'm honest with you. But I still do the odd few here and there. I wait till the season starts before I do any more. But
people run away with it, though, don't they? There's so many different things that the lads had thought of with doing them. They did golf handles. Like, they seem to go through like ebbs and flows. They did golf handles for a while.
Yeah. And
then everyone went back to antler, and then they started putting different exotic woods on them, doing slits through them, full wood handles like this.
Like this guy here, Mark Baker, just give him a shout out because he does some nice stuff. So he made this handle. And it's one I built up out of one of the low strods, so it's nice and low, like that. So yeah, the ideas are endless. You can build whatever your imagination wants, really. That's a Kyle Kamastra handle there.
Pieces of art.
Yeah.
And for someone like me, maybe anyone else out there that's not shot a Strod, what would you say the major differences are between your newly up-to-date kind of frames?
Put it on the spot now. You can answer this one.
I personally, it's finding the right size strod for you to make it comfortable. If you like, for me personally, it's a 45. If I shoot a 45, it fits in my hand perfect. It's like a glove. It's amazing what you can do with it. And then if I go into any of the bigger sizes, I just can't shoot them for nothing.
Yeah. Whereas I have to shoot a slightly wider one, just like I would a flat band. I can't get on with a smaller traditional frame.
And what are your preferences? Are you more Strods or are you more new generation?
Flat band.
To be honest, flat band.
Yeah. So give us a quick run.
Sorry. No, they're just faster. I'm more accurate with them. You're more accurate with them.
You're a lot more accurate.
But that's why we did the Strods with the flat band, the flat band bits on, because it gives people an option then, doesn't it, to have a traditional frame, but be able to shoot like they're shooting a new school flat band frame.
Of course. So obviously we've just touched on where you guys started out, but what about you personally? Where did the passion and where did the love of slingshots come from? How did you both start?
Well, in fact, it started for me with Aaron, actually, and my uncle. I've shot slingshots in the past, catapults for English people. And, Black Widow in the garden with my uncle when I was a kid. I shot his shed light out, so that pissed him off a bit. And then Aaron moved in next door to me, and it just so happened we're into the same things: fishing, kayaking, shooting, hunting, catapult. Well, Aaron was into the catapults, and
Stuck the needle in your arm.
That's it. Yeah. Now I'm addicted and I can't get away from it. Yeah.
And what about you, Aaron? What's your story?
I got given a Black Widow, funny enough, by my brother's granddad, and I shot it, and I wasn't accurate with it. And I went back and bought another one with new tubes on it, and I thought this is all right. And I ended up buying a Gamekeeper John frame, and once I switched to flat bands, it was just a real I could actually do with it. Going out and playing with flat bands, it just completely changed it.
Yeah,
just another league.
And how long ago was that?
Oh, jeez.
It was a while ago for you, wasn't it?
Yeah, probably 10 years or so. I've been playing with them now, and
It's a long time.
I don't know. It's just everyone who you mention it to, they're like, "Oh, I used to have a Milbro and that kind of stuff," and like you show them how far the technology's actually come now, just blows their mind.
It's surprising, Even I'll speak to anybody or my normal customers from my normal welding work, and I'll always chuck catapults in the mix and tell them what we do. And pretty much 90%, I reckon, of customers all say to me, "Oh, I had a Milbro when I was a kid." Everybody can relate to a catapult. It's amazing. It's amazing. Everybody I spoke to, even if they're not in the scene, they're not shooting or anything like that. Everyone's had a Milbro or a Diablo or something like that. Black Widow. Everyone can relate to it. Yeah. Amazing.
So obviously, things have changed. Not only slingshots, but the use for slingshots have changed a lot. I can't imagine many people going out hunting with a Milbro and, entering competitions and all that sort of stuff. But what are your kind of main purposes for you guys? What do you use yours for? Is it shooting cans? Is it competition shooting, hunting? What is it that you guys do?
Hunting.
Mainly hunting. I've started doing a few trick shots recently, like on the polars and stuff, and I'm really starting to enjoy that. But mainly it's hunting. It's getting feed. It's pest control and getting food, isn't it?
Yeah. It does annoy me though. I'll get a video come through. I'm at work because he only works part time, you see. So I'll be at work and he'll send me a photo. He'll send me a video, and he's knocking polos off at 20 yards, and then I'm frustrated then, and I've got to better him. But yeah, I'm normally stuck on a roof or a fire escape or something like that.
And then in terms of hunting, what is it you guys go after? What are your main kind of things that you prefer to hunt?
Well, we're really lucky with where we are, aren't we?
Yeah, yeah.
We live in the middle of the sticks. We've got a really large permission by the side of us. It's mainly rabbits, pigeons.
Yeah.
Do get the odd pheasant that wanders on there every now and then.
Yeah.
But it's fair game, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
Good
it.
fun.
Yeah.
Whatever comes your way.
Unfortunately for the gamekeeper, his ground is very close to ours. So
when they wander on,
that's it, isn't it?
And then in terms of the game itself, what are your preferences in terms of what you like to eat? It's always an interesting question.
Yeah. Rabbit, I like.
You prefer the rabbit, don't you?
Much prefer rabbit.
I don't mind it either or. Pheasant, I do like pheasant, to be honest. Yeah, bit of stuffing and cranberry sauce in there. Yeah, nice.
Good old traditional British meal there.
Sorry, mate.
Good old traditional British meal there.
Yeah, that's it. Aaron does some jerky, actually, some pheasant jerky, which is really good. That was good last year.
Sounds good. And who does the cooking? Is it the wives or is it you guys?
No, my missus, to be fair. Yeah.
I imagine you do the cleaning though.
Yeah, we do all the cleaning, the stripping, and that. Yeah. I can't bring it in the house with a head on it. She's. Yeah.
So obviously you're both really passionate, and you use it for the same reason I kind of got into shooting for the hunting. But where did the spark come from for you guys to kind of decide to sell on what you've done? You've mentioned there that Aaron kind of mentioned to you, Dan, that he kind of wanted you to make a strod. So obviously now we're in a place where it's not just strods that you're doing. I see on Facebook all the time that you're up till stupid o'clock in the morning making boxes and boxes and boxes of slingshots, catapults. So how did that come about? How did you go from making a strod here and there and using what you know to where you are today?
I can't really remember. I mean, we had a stupid idea.
I remember exactly what it was. I got a message at about 2 o'clock in the morning, and he knew that I did some CAD design and such like that. So he just messages me out the blue, and he goes, "Do you reckon you could code for a CNC machine?" I said, "I don't know." He goes, "Good, we're buying one. Get in the car." So literally like a week later, we frigging went off and got one, didn't we?
Well, there's Peterborough on it.
Yeah.
5 hours drive from us. Went and bought a CNC machine and started having a play with that. Christmas, wasn't it?
Yeah, December. We just started doing it, learning our way in January, haven't we?
Yeah.
Set the machine up and started doing it in January.
Yeah. That's this year, so it's grown quite big.
What, almost 6 months?
Yeah, 6 months, something like that. Yeah.
And give us a quick rundown of some of your designs that you've kind of produced over the last couple of months.
Well, I'll show you what we started with.
It's almost embarrassing now, isn't it?
Throw it away, yeah. Okay, so we started doing some birch ply designs. I mean, they work. They're just horrible to look at, and they feel all right. But I mean, we
could do better.
We did a load of these, and we burnt most of them, to be honest. It was expensive kindling for the log fire, you know what I mean? So we've seen other people do birch ply HDPE frames, but we wanted to do something a bit different. So we had birch ply with like a white melamine face on it and a grey melamine face, and they just didn't sell. They just didn't sell at all. So we'd sunk a few £1,000 into this machine and scratching our heads. So we started to mess around with the HDPE then. But again, wanted to be a little bit different to what else was out there. So
we did wrap and tuck for a bit,
but
they were a bit boring, weren't they?
Yeah, the wrap and tuck frames, they were selling, but they were a bit boring. So again, I think it was a 2 o'clock in the morning message. Do you reckon we can clip these? And I could just imagine what his face looked like at 2 in the morning. Messaged him. Yeah.
I really didn't want to do that.
No.
Jeez, it was a headache to get the process right on how to do it, but I'm so glad as a company that we did, because the steps we're taking now and the stuff we're putting out there is really starting to impress me. There's a Tilly.
That's a jackal.
That's a buffalo.
Really nice
all,
designs.
all the clips are stainless.
All bolted.
So how was that for you guys? Because obviously you mentioned there, obviously you start on the wrap and tuck, which I can imagine. I mean, I'm no builder, but that's kind of going with the build of the thing itself. But clips is a different story. So how was that for you guys to implement the clips onto these things? Was that a difficult task, or did you find it, was it okay?
It was easy for you, wasn't it? You just told me to do it.
Yeah, I just told him to design it. Get on with it. That was it. Yeah, I just had to press the button.
To get it right, it took a lot of head scratching. It was a lot of bouncing ideas off each other on different plans on how to do stuff, and it was a headache on how to do it.
And lots of material ended up in the bin, didn't it?
Yeah.
But
we've learned the method now that we can transfer to anything. Like, we can pretty much put it on any frame, can't we?
Yeah.
And
we can put them on naturals as well. Can't we?
Yeah. Well, you have to, haven't you?
Yeah.
And I don't know. There's a difference between. Have you been out on a winter's night and you're going on a walk or something and your band snapped and you've got to sit there with freezing cold fingers and wrap and tuck, and the last thing you want to do is pull that elastic too tight and snap it, and then you're starting again and you're wrapping. But with these clips, you got an Allen key. You just flick them off and flick them back on. Even you can change them, can't you?
Yeah. Cheers, mate.
But it's just the ease of use. It's another way of bringing people who are just starting out in catapults and don't want to go through the effort of learning how to wrap and tuck into catapults, and giving them a frame at the end of the day that they can use all the way through their shooting.
Yeah.
And would you guys say there's a difference when it comes to shooting? Would you say there's a difference between wrap and tuck, or the clips? Would you say it affects your shooting at all? I personally haven't experienced that, but there was a poll put out last year, I think, and the majority of people still prefer the wrap and tuck. But what do you guys think?
At the end of the day, you pull in a band over the top of the frame, so I haven't noticed any difference with you.
I was really reluctant. Before we started doing the clips, I was dead against clips. I thought, what happens if they slip out or something like that? You've got screw fixing a band instead of something that you've done yourself, like a piece of elastic, and there was a bit of fear there, to be honest with you. It did scare me, because I've had bands snap and go on my face before now, but the strength on these, if you do them up properly, the strength on these is equal, if not stronger, than wrap and tuck.
We've tested them. We've pulled with snap bands, rip pouches before they pull out the clips.
So they just don't seem to slip. If you connect them properly, they do not seem to slip.
We tend to fold our bands when we put them in, don't we?
We need to do a video showing how we do ours, because they don't seem to slip. But we've got the plastic ones now. I'm gonna do a little promo for you.
Oh yeah.
But obviously they go a bit further than that. This is one that he's done for me out of wood with an aluminium core, but it's still got the clips, and it's become my everyday carry. I absolutely love it.
It's a stunning design.
Have you got folded bands on that? They're folded.
Yeah, there they are. There.
Oh yeah.
See how they're
folded?
It protects the bands as well, because you're pulling over the top of a band rather than over the top of the timber or the plastic.
And how do you find that to shoot, Aaron?
It's stunning. I'm a TTF shooter. Like, that's what I cut my teeth with. I've always been a TTF shooter, and I started shooting all Spitfire, and it fits like a glove, and I just can't miss with it. Odd occasion on a really difficult shot, but for the most part, it's laser accurate. I'm starting to really appreciate the OTT. I can see why it is so popular.
So obviously for you guys, what is the purpose of Leightons Strods Catties? Is it, and I want to say this in the right way, but when I started shooting, I was looking for a frame with clips. Just as you said, I just wanted to skip the kind of wrap and tuck. And, I wanted to get shooting. But in terms of, what I was looking to pay, especially a couple of years ago, there weren't many on the market. From what I've seen, you guys, you're starting your Spitfires at sort of 20 quid. Is that right?
Yeah.
And so how do you manage that? These things are surely in demand. How do you manage to keep the cost so low?
We earn very little.
Yeah, we earn very little. Yeah.
I think it's more of a passion. This is our hobby at the end of the day. This is what we do for a bit of fun in our spare time. It's a quality product at a fair price.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't want to call it cheap because there's nothing cheap about it. No. It's at a fair price.
It took a lot of searching, to get the stainless bolts at the right price. Then laser cutting the clips. We had some ridiculous prices, dearer than what it cost to build the whole frame in some cases. We come across a decent fella, didn't we?
Who appreciated what we were doing.
Yeah.
He doesn't have the catapult passion, but he appreciates small businesses and guys working out of sheds, and because of that, he's helped us out immensely.
Yeah. Having the CNC machine helps, obviously, because we don't have to cut each one by hand. We do have the programs, now in the machine, so I can put a board on, set it up, hit play, and I can leave it for sort of 2 hours to do a cut, and it'll cut 25 frames. Yeah. About 25 frames it'll cut in 2 hours. But I don't have to sit there and watch it. I can carry on with whatever it is I'm doing, so it runs in the background. So that is an advantage because I don't have to stand there all day cutting these things out. I have to router them, I have to go around the outside of them, but that's a quick process compared to actually cutting them out with a jigsaw or bandsaw or anything like that.
So you both seem like really passionate guys, and you're in this for the right reasons. I've seen I've seen the Spitfires and things like that head over to the States. I've also seen a lot of guys on Facebook here in the UK praising, the slingshots catties that you're putting out there. So how does that make you feel knowing that, people are really wanting your products and, they're getting joy from it? How does that make you feel as guys that are really passionate about shooting?
Yeah, it does make you feel very proud. Yeah. And fair play to the lads. They all put the post up and support us. Support's massive. Yeah, that's good. I was ecstatic when the first sale went to America. We've gone international. That's it. No, it's good.
It's nice. I used to look up to a lot of lads and be really, wow, look at them Leightons, and now it's starting to seem like I'm actually starting to rub shoulders with them.
Yeah.
And it feels like we've done something. Feels good.
Selling stuff overseas and all that sort of good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, when we had the first sale to America, we couldn't believe it. We've done a few now, haven't we?
Yeah.
And Australia, Indonesia, in fact, Canada. What's the guy's name in Canada?
ATO.
ATO has just done an unboxing. South Wales Catty has sent some stuff over, and kindly sent one of our Spitfires over to ATO as well. So I'm looking forward to seeing him shoot that actually. Yeah. Because it was just an unboxing video, but hopefully I'll
see how we get on with it.
So how do you guys find the community, the making community? I've spoken quite highly of the slingshot or catapult community on a whole. A few people have said some negative things, but to be honest with you, I've been in a lot of kind of hobbies and sports and things like that, and there's not really much toxicity around. Everyone's kind of generally quite good. How is it with the makers? Do you guys kind of fight over designs and who's best, all that sort of stuff, or is it generally everyone kind of helps each other out?
You help each other out.
It's pretty good, to be fair.
There's some good lads in this community. There's some good people.
Yeah. I had a lot of help in the beginning, more with the Strods sort of stuff. Some of the lads helped me a lot. Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to have done them, I don't think, at all, without some of the lads' help. Yeah.
Perfect. So what's next for you guys? What do you think's next? I mean, are you happy doing what you're doing at the moment and just getting your things out there and waiting for everybody in the country to have a hold of 1 year catties, or have we got any other kind of plans on the horizon?
Just plodding on at the minute, aren't we?
Yeah, but that can change it with a 2 o'clock in the morning text. The next thing will come along. It's just, I don't know. We live by the seat of our pants, don't we? We never know what we're going to do next or where the next idea will come from.
Yeah. We're going on a drive tomorrow, aren't we? We're going up to a place, mid Wales, Dolgeth Fly. So I've got a job to measure. So that gives us
thinking time.
2 hours of chatting shit in the truck and thinking. And we'll come up with something on the way. We'll do a bit of fishing whilst we're there as well, break the day up and come back and chat some more shit and
have some ideas.
Yeah, we'll probably have another idea tomorrow by the time we get back. Yeah.
Like you said, is it usually Aaron that comes up with the ideas, and you know, you kind of do the dirty work, or you know, do you bounce off each other?
Both, really, to be honest.
Each other, I'd say.
Yeah.
You got to give yourself some credit. You do come up with some stonking ideas.
But 50-50, I reckon.
It's good.
Yeah.
Seems good. So I've got some fan questions here.
We've got fans. Jeez.
We've got fans.
We'll have to start only fans. We can call it the naked catapult, can't we?
I'm not sure how many subscriptions you go with that, but give it a go.
I'd subscribe.
So the first one's by Ryan Anderson. So what do you make of people copying designs? Quite a broad question, but what do you guys think of? You know, have you heard much about that? People complaining, or how does it generally work when you're a maker?
Well, see, the thing is, you can only do so much with a Y shape that's going to fit in your hand. So, I mean, we've drawn design. All of our designs are drawn, obviously by Aaron, from scratch. Apart from the Spitfire, the cup is very, very close to Matt Redding's Hedgerow Hunter, which we had permission to use. It's 2023. Every design's been done. It doesn't matter what cup or what handle you put together. It's been done. So we have drawn them, haven't we?
Well, we can do organic designs, and then we look at it and we're like, oh, sugar, that looks exactly like. And then there's only so many shapes that you can do to fit a human hand. We've all got 5 fingers. It's what's comfortable at the end of the day. If it is very similar to somebody's design, the chances are we'll shoot a message and we'll say, look, we've come up with this. It looks similar to yours. Would you mind if we sell it? Would you mind us doing something with it? Would you mind if we edit it in this way? And in fairness, we've had some good responses on that.
Yeah. One of the Indonesian guys, he gave us full permission on his Douglas frame, didn't we?
Yeah. So he sent us a load of others as well, didn't we?
A load of others. Said just carry on. Yeah. Johnny Walker from Foxy Slingshots.
He's got some nice handed frames.
Yeah, he's given us the Vixen in both widths, and he said we can make as many as we want. The deal was we send him a couple of free frames, and that's what we did. So any frame that we've done, we've had permission. But if someone copied my frame, would I be pissed about it? Not really.
Take it as a compliment.
That's it. Yeah. Because some of the lads have drawn around them and made naturals, you know, exactly the same. But yeah, you can't stop people. And like you say, you just got to take it as a compliment. And at the end of the day,
be honest.
Yeah.
And then when we're talking about sort of customs, how does that work? So if someone came to you and said, I want this, 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 and this, and they are really specific, is that something that you guys can do?
It's having the time in it. That's the problem.
We did that a fair bit at the start to try and keep people happy, but we realised there's so much time that goes into the design side of things, and then putting a new design into the machine, there's so many things that could potentially go wrong, and if they do, then it messes up the frame. It's having the time. If we're going to do a bulk quantity, then yeah, it's kind of worthwhile. But
we can do 10, can't we? If someone wants 10, then we'll do 10. But we can't just do one. Every time you do one, you've got to write it into a program that we've already got. And if the machine messes up that cut on that one frame, you've lost it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
not really worth it.
Yeah, it's not really worth doing, to be honest.
So the next question I've got is from Josh Taylor. Are you going to expand the business in the future? Things like targets, catch boxes. I guess he means bands and things like that as well. Is that something that you've thought about doing?
Time.
Yeah.
This is our hobby at the end of the day. We've both got, well, I've allegedly not got a full-time job. We both run separate businesses as well as this. It's having the time for it. Yeah. I'd love to turn this into a full-time business. I'm sure you would.
One day, maybe. One day. We've got some mooch bags. We do some pouches and some bands, don't we? But it's not big scale.
I don't think we have the time for it.
No. I'd have to quit my normal work to get to do this anymore. It already takes up a lot of time.
barely see my wife anymore.
So the next question's by a friend of the show, which is Jesus G. Ramirez. So he said he's a builder himself. He likes the work of other guys and gets inspired by their work. Who is your favorite builders and why?
Ooh. You've got your favourite.
Two straight into my head straight away. My two in the UK on the gypsy style, straight away, Kyle Camastra and Ben Moriarty.
Yeah.
On the naturals, Palfrey.
Yeah.
John Palfrey straight away.
Yeah. I do like Cat Slapper stuff though.
Yeah.
How he produces some of his frames for the small amount of money he charges is amazing.
Worth it all, aren't they?
They are. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Some of his frames are 40 quid for a Mike Carter job all done. How he does it, I don't know. His natural frames, what, 20 quid? 20 quid on eBay, something like that. I couldn't make one for 20 quid.
I wouldn't have the time. The skill that goes into some of his frames.
Yeah. But there's, to pinpoint one maker that's your favourite, it's...
Everyone's good in
Everyone's got their own style, haven't they?
Mm.
Harry Cole does some lovely frames.
You've got one there, actually.
Got one of Harry Cole's frames. So I mean, that's a antler,
Mm.
with
Mhm.
bullet tips on the end. So yeah, everyone's got their own style. So it's hard to pinpoint one and say that person is definitely my favourite maker. But yeah.
And what does your guys' collection look like? Give me numbers.
Do you know
How
what?
many
You've got a few, haven't you?
I've got loads.
He's got loads. I haven't got many, if I'm honest. I don't even think. In fact, I don't even think I own. I don't own a HDP frame apart from the one Spitfire.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've got. Well, you've just given a couple.
I've just given them away. Yeah.
So you mate, like.
I think I've got one of our black HCP ones. That
Yeah.
was the one that I was using constantly, and I've got the one that you made for me. The
Yeah.
wooden one. That's it. Out of our frames that I've got, all the rest of them are other people's.
Yeah, I tend to have one off every maker. Well, I'm trying to get one off every maker. At the minute, I've probably got, I'm at 15, something like that. So not many.
I'm probably on about 60.
Yeah, you're about 60. Yeah,
I do like a good collection there. Most of them are just unshot. They're just literally because they're sentimental and nice frames.
How's your wife? Okay, well that
Oh, they're in the shed. I hide them.
doesn't know about it. So the next one we got is Sling Dango. If you could get a coupon for a free custom frame from any maker, what maker would you choose? It's very similar to the last question, but if you got a coupon for any price, you can get any frame you want, any custom frame. Who are you guys choosing?
If it were me, because I've got a few frames off other makers, but the one I haven't got is a Cat Slapper frame. So if he wants to give me one for free, I'm happy to. I'll do him a swap. Yeah. Yeah, I'd like a Cat Slapper frame. Yeah, definitely.
What about you, Aaron?
I've been looking at Chris from Catapult Carnage's frames, and he does have some nice frames. I've seen a fair few of them come up in the groups.
Yeah.
He does have some nice frames. I like his paracord wrapping. Either one of them, or I saw Kyle Camastra doing Mike Carter a dead shot the other day.
There's a tweed one.
Yeah, a Harris tweed, that's what it was. Yeah, that is a really nice frame. Kyle?
We'll tag him in the video. We got a lot of hints going around here.
Yeah.
So anyway, guys, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on. I really do appreciate you coming on again, because I know we've already done it the once, and unfortunately, it didn't turn out too good. But by the sounds of things, there's been no kind of errors on this one. But I just, I want to say that what you're doing is great. I've kind of seen you burst onto the scene because one, I didn't realize it was only sort of the beginning of this year you guys started. But when I'm on these Facebook pages, I'm kind of seeing you left, right, and center. You're a bit of everywhere at the moment, and recently seeing you guys ship over to the States is the next big step. I guess is only bigger and better things on from here. What message do you want to leave everyone here?
So to thank everyone for the support. Really, I mean, everybody. I haven't got a negative word to say. Everybody's been fantastic. and the guys in the States for their trust as well, because you know they don't know us from Adam. You know, they're sending us money, and they've got to just trust that we're going to send them the frames. So yeah, just a big thanks to everyone that's helped us and supported us, you know, from the beginning up to now, sort of thing. Yeah,
you're an amazing group of people. Thanks for having us.
It is, you know, the community is generally very, very good and very supportive. You know, it can be quite an inexpensive hobby. I don't know if people are like me; they always want a new slingshot. So I guess there's always going to be a market there for you guys. People are always going to want to try, you know, one of your things, because you know, the more you see people post these things about and you know, mention how good they are. Like I said, I think as a guy, is it Tanji Cooper? I see him all the time. Spitfire this, and he's coming home with like bags and bags of games. So you know, it's definitely you know, things like that is only going to kind of drive you guys forward. You know, and I just want to say, you know, keep up the good work.
Thank you very much. Yeah, Tanji Cooper's done us a golden, to be fair. So yeah, big thanks to him, like, because he does without fail. He posts up. Yeah,
he doesn't have a right hand, you know. It's just a Spitfire frame. That's
yeah, I think he's taped it to his hand. Yeah, yeah, he's a bloody good shot as well, isn't he?
Fair play to you, isn't it?
Yeah.
Good.
There you go. Well, thanks a lot, guys. It's been a pleasure talking to you, getting an insight to Leightons Strods and Catties. If anybody wants to find any of your stuff, where can they find it?
Leighton's Catties on eBay. If you type in Leighton's Catties, we should come up. We do have 2 eBay shops. The Strods is a separate shop to the HDP frames. So just search Strods for Strods and Leighton Catties for the HDP frames. You find them there.
So I'll just put the links below if anyone wants to have a look and get your hands on one. Please do so. Click below now and get yourself one of the Catties. Anyway, guys, thanks a lot for coming on, and we'll speak soon.
Sound?
Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Cheers. Well.